only 2 categories left, and we are moving on next to Runway Slayer, the category that will determine who best served looks on this stage. And I'm handing you over to your host for this category. Make some noise for Skinny Minnie!
Good evening, one and all, and welcome back to the Suck You Christmas, but it's not Christmas because it's January Awards, yes! Honestly, with the amount of twists and turns that the Suck You production team has thrown at us, I half expected us to have to come back with a top 5 verse to "Hey sis, it's no longer Christmas." But yes, here we are. So I want to do a lovely little recap before we get into my segment, in case you were nipping out for a cigarette, popping down to the toilet, or just not paying attention to the previous competitors. I can't say I would blame you. Okay, so we started the show with Loki Love Handles hosting the Shadiest Performer Award, and the Delmonicas audience got to test itself on whether it could look away from a car crash in action. That was the shakiest hosting has been in Glasgow, other than Chucky Barslow's Grinder status. No, it really does feel right to watch Loki win Shadiest Performer, and not just because I voted for her, but because she's been competing as a shadow of her former self the entire competition. But honestly, Loki did do a good job considering we put her on first. Make some noise for Loki. Actually, this is the first time in the whole competition that Loki has had to go first. Yeah, she's been real lucky, because if Buttercup hadn't quit, she'd have gone 4th. Next up, we had Asparagus hosting the award for Fiercest Performer, and he got to award the supremely talented, and even more so humble, Skinny Minnie! Oh, I mean, no one can take it away from me. I have served some fucking fierce lip syncs throughout this competition. I was in both of the top 2 lip syncs for your legacy and won them both with a repertoire of 2 facial expressions and 3 dance moves. But I think that just says more about my competitors, to be honest. I mean, I had to take on Giza Gobble, whose dancing proves that she's an amazing singer. And Slutdrop Sally, who even after sniffing all of Asparagus' poppers, still has a tighter asshole than lip sync. And then we had Sally announcing the trade of the season. Now, you will have already heard a lot about it tonight, but I can in fact confirm that the rumours are true. Not only does Asparagus have a massive, juicy, uncut ego, but he has also got to kiss this one, yes. As if the other competitors needed another reason to be jealous of me, I got to make out with the star quarterback. I'm living my Rachel Berry fantasy in this competition, and not just because Rajazo gives me all the solos. But really, I'm just grateful that Asparagus and myself were both able to dodge Omicron while tossing tonsils. Otherwise, Loki would be a finalist, and the suck judge would have to drag Steely Man through another challenge. But we're here for a Runway Killer. Now, there well and truly has been some amazing hits and misses on the runway this season. Wouldn't you all agree? With so many amazing options to choose from and reward, I struggle to know how the cast came up with these 3. Or not. Okay, so I would like to take a moment to celebrate some people who didn't get nominated. Like Savannah Zavon Excess, the first contestant in Suck You history to wear jeans on the runway. Crystal K and Charlie B. Devine were 2 contestants who brought legacy pieces to the runway from contestants of previous Suck cycles that should have honestly stayed in the past, please, yes. We also had Scout, the true runway killer of the season, because her looks made everybody want to die. That's enough of that. Let's get into these nominees. First up, we have the dearly departed Latex. Now, it is no secret that Latex was a killer on the runway, and that her run in the competition was killed by transgender's critiques during the Duets Challenge. Oh no, I feel like it was always so great to see Latex come out on the runway and show off her waist, and her waist, and her waist! I think we were all gagging to see which taste look she'd rip off next. But seriously, Latex elevated the fashion game in this competition to new levels and turned this stage into Paris Fashion Week. So make some noise for my sister Latex. Our next nominee is Giza Gobble? Why? No, Giza confided in me before the competition that the runway portion of this competition was what she was most nervous for. So her nomination in this category shows that anything is possible if you believe in yourself, or if one of your fellow contestants contracts COVID, goes to Trigger, gets kicked out of Trigger, and then fills out the voting while having lost her sense of taste. But seriously, Giza deserves her nomination if only for her amazing Cruella runway. And only for her amazing Cruella runway. But really, it's been so good to see Giza come out here and show the Delmonicas audience that yes, beauty has no size. Big girls can look like shit. It's equality. Street. Equality street. But seriously, Giza's looks that have so much detail and thought behind them. It's been amazing to see her every week. Make some noise for my sister Giza Gobble. And finally we have Slut Drop Sally, yes. Now, Slut Drop Sally and Giza Gobble have been a bit of a pair throughout this competition. They've been matched up for every single team challenge. I guess you could say they've stood by each other through easy and difficult, good and bad, thick and thin. Because one's fat and one's thin, yeah. No, Sally takes on after legendary look queens like Kimchi with amazing makeup, creative concepts, and an inability to walk in high heels. And in a feat unknown before to Scottish drag competitions, Sally actually sewed all of her runways by herself. And it showed. But seriously, this queen's a lovely little firecracker and one of the best upcoming stars of Scottish drag scene. I'm so proud of her. Make some noise for Slut Drop Sally. Okay, that's enough of that. Thank you for sitting through my bad jokes. Now let's get into it. Talk amongst yourselves. Or that. The winner of Runway Slayer 2021/2022, because we're still fucking here, is Slut Drop Sally!
Make some noise for your Runway Slayer winner of the evening, Slut Drop Sally! Take that microphone, my lovely, give your acceptance speech tonight.
Thank you. I really appreciate this. When I was thinking about how to do an acceptance speech, just in case I won, wasn't too sure, but I was just thinking, I have sewed the majority of my runway looks this season. So I don't know if that's a testament to my creativity and skills, or just how shit the other girls' looks were. But no guys, I really do appreciate it. I pride myself on looks, but I really want to use this competition as a way to show other aspects of me, but I'm just glad the looks are okay as well. So thank you.
Thanks for Slut Drop Sally, winner of your fashion runway Slayer!